Good evening, welcome to ITV News. This is Wednesday night's calendar.
And these are this evening's main stories. But first tonight, the leader of critical care nurses in the country has revealed the personal heartache that she's been coping with while working throughout the pandemic in North Lincolnshire.
Nikki Credland has appeared here on Calendar many times over the last 18 months, but very few people knew that while making her case for her NHS colleagues, she was also the main carer for her husband Keith, who was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's at the age of just 55.
Nikki helped establish Yorkshire's Nightingale Hospital in Harrogate and is the chair of the British Association of Critical Care Nurses. Well, she's been speaking out tonight for the first time about Keith's ongoing treatment. It's in the hope it'll raise awareness of Alzheimer's and also the daily lives of those who care for others. She's been speaking to Jonathan Brown.
OK, next tonight, the pressures hospitals in our region are under, with some experiencing incredibly high demand. In fact, one has already put the full signs out.
Chesterfield Hospital Trust says it's never seen an August or September like this one's, and its services are being swamped. Well, Arif Ahmed is in the newsroom for us, and just how much. Well, the burden on the NHS will be on the agenda at the first of the party conferences which take place this weekend. It's the Lib Dems up first with a virtual conference starting on Friday.
And ahead of the debates, we've been talking to party leader Sir Ed Davey about the problems seen at our hospitals over the last few days. Tom Sheldrick is posing the questions. More than 100 York University students are being offered accommodation nearly 40 miles away in Hull after huge demand for rooms. The university...
Do stay with us. Still to come on the programme. What a wait.
Now, we all know that single-use carrier bags and plastic bottles are bad for the planet, and in recent years we have reduced how many we use. But do you ever stop to think about how much the clothes you wear could be an issue too?
Well, many of them contain plastic fibres, and when we wash them, some end up in our oceans. That's why environmental groups want us to be more careful with how we do our laundry. Well, James Webster's been finding out more.
I'm going to fess up and say I had no idea that doing your clothes on 30 degrees was anything to do with plastics.
Yeah, I didn't. In fact, I'm not sure where the washing machine is. But
yeah, well, we could use that. There's an excuse not to wash as much anyway.
Exactly. That was a joke, everybody, before the letters start coming in, before Mr Mitchell gives me grief. Now, the ITV Evening News continues at 6:30. Here's a look at what's happening with Mr Chris Shipp.
Sport now, and in football, 5 of our region's teams were in action in the EFL last night, with Sheffield United aiming to address their stuttering start to life in the Championship.
Well, next tonight, I love a good canal holiday, but did you know that there are more boats on our rivers and canals than at the height of the Industrial Revolution? The region's boat manufacturers have also seen an increase in demands for boats since the pandemic began. Quite
fancy this. According to the Canal and River Trust, record numbers are spending time on Britain's rivers and canals. So what is life really like on a floating home? Ravneet Nandra finds out. Been a lot of whistling going on in here. You enjoy a canal holiday, don't you, Duncan?
I love it, absolutely. I haven't been on it for a long time. The wife won't go with me at the minute. But...
Oh, the only time I've ever been on was my mum and dad, and we got absolutely soaked. So, John...
The risk you're taking, but it's a slower pace of life.
We're pulled by horses.
They're pulled by horses, yes. Well, let's start off on the canal, shall we? This is the...
No, Dr Doom again.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thanks very much, John. We're going to have you a full forecast in fine detail at the end of the programme.
Indeed, yes.
We've got a slightly different weather story coming up next, because finally tonight we've already heard about the pressures our hospitals and NHS staff are under. Well, here's one trust that's taking a slightly different approach towards stress management.
Yes, Barnsley Hospital have hired a 4-legged friend to help its workers cope with the pressures of the pandemic. And now Thunder!
There you go!
I wonder what on earth you meant by that. He's a therapy dog. He's been there and Chris Kitty's been to meet. I get it now. I wondered what
it was a bad joke. Move forward. Next Wednesday. I'll be there next Wednesday with... Oh, he's so gorgeous. His fur's just
What did you call him?
A cuddle muffin.
He's a cuddle muffin.
Beautiful.
Oh, yes, John, with the weather. We've got to move on.
Thanks, John. That's it from us. Our next update is tonight at 10:30.
The national and international stories are next with Chris Shipp.
But for now, from all the team here on Calendar, thanks ever so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Good night.
Bye.